Hello, great people. The family of Nnamdi Kanu, the incarcerated leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, have cried out over Tinubu's alleged refusal to honor an agreement that they both had that once Tinubu emerged as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that Nnamdi Kanu will be released. On this episode of Politics with Dr. Omosoladeji, I'll be telling you what transpired between Tinubu and Nnamdi Kanu, and we will be analyzing the associated issues and we'll be drawing lessons from it. We'll be doing that and a whole lot more on this episode of Politics with Dr. Omosoladeji. What happened during the 2023 presidential election? You know, there's scene politics and there's behind the scene politics. It is behind the scene politics that give manifestation to what you all see, which is the scene politics. But what happened behind the scene as regards the Igbo race and Nnamdi Kanu? You know, Seyi Tinubu, the son of the president, the popular son of the president, Seyi made moves for his father. You will recall that during the presidential election, Seyi Tinubu was all over the place. He was all out. He was all over the country, crusading for his father, winning acts for his father. And one of the people that Seyi Tinubu tried to win is Emmanuel, the brother of Nnamdi Kanu. Seyi Tinubu reportedly reached out to Emmanuel that he wants to have a one-on-one meeting with him. And Emmanuel gave a condition that I can only meet you if what we are going to be discussed will be pertaining to my brother's incarceration and the Igbo race in general. Seyi agreed. And Ima, the brother of Nnamdi Kanu, and Seyi, the son of the president, Bola Tinubu, met in Abuja. According to Ima, in his revelation, he met Seyi Tinubu with one other person as witness. And during the discussion, Ima said that he requested that if his brother is going to be released, then whatever they say is fine by him. And Seyi gave him a condition that, okay, let IPOB not tamper with the 2023 presidential election. Let them not call for boycott. Let there not be civil disobedience. If that is done, Seyi agreed with Emmanuel that Nnamdi Kanu, the brother of Emmanuel, will be released from detention. That was what they agreed according to the story by Emmanuel. Seyi is here to give his own side of the story, whether there was an agreement or not. But from the surface of it, you would see that it is possible for such to have exist, because it is a normal thing for you to try and win people to your side and try and do some permutations and alignment and realignment during electioneering. So when Bola Tinubu eventually emerged as president, Seyi Tinubu did not facilitate the release of Nnamdi Kanu, according to Emmanuel, the brother of Nnamdi Kanu, that Bola Tinubu has used a year and a half in office, over a year and a half, and it doesn't look bright that his brother will be released anytime soon. So when Ima got frustrated, he decided to spill the beans. Now, let us analyze the issues associated to this. First, can Seyi influence the release of Nnamdi Kanu? Well, I would say yes, because Seyi has proven himself to be somebody that is very influential. Seyi has proven himself to be somebody that is very powerful. You see him since the first day of the Tinubu presidency. Seyi has been all over the place. Like, he has been present. He has been standing tall on matters that regards the Tinubu presidency. And Seyi allegedly influenced the appointment of Ajuri Ngelale, that aide that was reportedly sacked, that media aide of President Bola Tinubu. So Seyi is somebody of influence. And of course, Seyi is one of Tinubu's favorite sons, so Seyi can always talk to his father. But the thing is that Nnamdi Kanu's case is has a lot of twists and turns to it, and a lot of things have to be considered. So it doesn't pay the Tinubu presidency to release Nnamdi Kanu now, because I can tell you, based on the power of the president, if Bola Tinubu wants Nnamdi Kanu to be released tomorrow morning, it would definitely be released. It's just an order from the president. The Attorney General will file a nolle prosequi. If the Attorney General enter into a nolle prosequi, all the cases in court will just be dismissed. That means that government that is fighting Nnamdi Kanu, that is into a case with him, is no longer interested in the case, and that ends it. But why has this not been happening? What I can say is that it's either Seyi just allegedly made a false promise, or should I say that maybe after his father has won the election, the release of Nnamdi Kanu apparently became immaterial to him. That would have, either of both could have been the case. But what I can say is that one thing I noticed, if I can give Seyi a brotherly advice, I don't know the kind of friends he has, I don't know the kind of advisors that he has, but you see, when you are in power or when your father is in power, so many people will be around you, and some will have both positive and negative influence. But if I can give him a very free advice as a political scientist, you see, Seyi is making name in the media too much on negative grounds. And that will not help him, because if he has too much controversy to his name, whenever his father leaves office, he may eventually find himself in trouble, especially if it is an opposition that takes over from his father. So if he wants to appear in the media, it has to be on the positive note all the time. There was a time that the news made rounds that Seyi is always too present in the villa, even at official meetings. That is not too good for his personality. There was also a time recently that one lady that was arrested in Shomolu, Lagos State, that lady, I can't recall her name, and she's still in detention at the moment. And it is Seyi Tinubu's name that is being mentioned, that Seyi is allegedly behind the ordeal of the lady. So you would see that he's making much name negatively in the media than positively. So if truly you have it in mind to run for governorship of Lagos State, all these, controversies that is making rounds in the media every now and then about your name, at the end of the day, we hurt you when it matters most. So I can just give him that free advice that, Seyi, you need to kind of like mellow down in such a way that anytime your name pops up in the media, it is from something positive. Seyi helped so and so. Seyi rescued so and so. Seyi intervened in so and so. It should be all about positive news. That's just a free political consultancy for Seyi Tinubu. Now, let us go into some other issues as regards this back and forth between Emmanuel and the Tinubu family. You see, what this tells us is that Nnamdi Kanu wants freedom, because when Emmanuel reached an agreement allegedly with Seyi, Emmanuel said he went back to tell his brother in detention, and his brother agreed. Now, let us dive into the implication of that. One, Nnamdi Kanu wants freedom. For him to agree to such, despite the fact that IPOB had occasionally crusaded that maybe there won't be election, that what they want is Biafra, allowing election to take place contradicts the aim of actualizing Biafra. Election will further the governance, the corporate existence of Nigeria. So for Nnamdi Kanu to have allegedly reached that compromise, it shows that Nnamdi Kanu wants freedom. Now, another thing is that one thing that we need to learn from this is that, you see, Nnamdi Kanu himself, and that's why I usually tell my politicals that do not let yourself be used as an instrument, because what it shows us is that Nnamdi Kanu could push for activism only to compromise when people could have died. Because Nnamdi Kanu resurrected this Biafra agitation, and all of a sudden, he reached a backroom agreement with Seyi Tinubu through his brother Emmanuel. And there are some people that have put their neck deep into this Biafra agitation, believing that Nnamdi Kanu will never compromise. But look at what he's making in the rounds now. You remember the song then that was raining in this, that holy, holy, holy Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. So for people that have seen Nnamdi Kanu as their savior, little did they know that their savior can compromise. So if they have been neck deep into the Biafran struggle, that's how some of them will just lose their life. And at the end of the day, Nnamdi Kanu will just compromise for his own benefit. And another thing we need to look at it is, you see, I think that Nnamdi Kanu has more political dimension and can be resolved politically than judicial, because Justice Inyako has recused herself from Nnamdi Kanu's case for months, and the case has not been assigned to another judge. The case has been going back and forth from High Court to Appeal Court to Supreme Court, then back to High Court. Then the judge recused herself, and all of a sudden, the case has not been assigned to anybody. That's why the fact that political cases in Nigeria, election cases, usually get swift attention from the judiciary. But this case of Nnamdi Kanu have been dragging since like forever. So there is perhaps some political undertone to it, and that is why there should be a political solution to this. And the leaders of the Southeast have a lot to do in that regard. If they push for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, if they advocate for it, if they appeal to Tinubu for it, and they do it vigorously and with one voice, definitely Nnamdi Kanu will be released. But I just think that Nnamdi Kanu himself should know how to go about the Biafra struggle, because at the end of the day, the leaders of Nigeria will want an assurance for him. You see, what concerns the leaders of Nigeria the most is the corporate existence of Nigeria. As Nigeria is here, nothing will happen to it. They are sure that not, because now that corporate existence of Nigeria now in they butter their own bread. So they won't want anything to happen to it, and they would need that assurance from Nnamdi Kanu. And when Tinubu himself campaigned in Owerri, he promised to facilitate the release of Nnamdi Kanu, but he has not done much in that regard. And like I said, it just takes him an order, and the AGF will enter into a nolle prosecu for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. What I can foresee is that Tinubu will eventually release Nnamdi Kanu, but it will be under stringent terms and conditions, and this will be towards 2027. Tinubu has promised, he has not fulfilled the promise. Now it's in public domain. Tinubu will most likely release him towards the 2027 presidential election to win the hearts of the Southeast. Another thing we can learn from this whole issue is that Nnamdi Kanu knows that his brother Peter Obi from the Southeast is contesting, and he allegedly reached an agreement with Tinubu through his own brother Emmanuel. So is there no treachery in this regard, in the sense that if you want Biafra and you can't actualize Biafra yet, and you are in detention, and the Southeast has a formidable candidate in Peter Obi, but yet you didn't align with Peter Obi, but rather with Tinubu to facilitate your own release, what do we call that? I just hope that the federal government can release Nnamdi Kanu, because if you look at it in Nigeria, there are people that have committed serious sins and they were being pardoned. We live in a country where terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, is either their case drag on forever, or some of them are even being pardoned, especially all these bandits and Boko Haramists. In a country like that, I believe that an agreement and a solution can be reached as regards the case of Nnamdi Kanu. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoshola Deji. Dr. Deji is a political scientist with a PhD in political science, and this is where we relax to dissect politics and happenings in the polity. Do want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course, I have great interesting videos coming your way. Till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.